I don't know about you, but over here at O'Connor tonight, there's nothing we love more than giving the Prince of, what is he? Oh, Duke of Sussex. I don't know. I can't keep track all the titles over there with the Brits. Harry, the one married to Meghan, we love giving him a hard time. He deserves it. He's annoying, isn't he? And to help us out is Nile Gardiner, director of the Margaret Thatcher Center Heritage Foundation, who, by the way, you love the royal family, you love the monarchy. This guy and his wife, they're the problem, right? I just want to be clear here. I don't want to drag you down into my my anti-monarchy sort of position here.
Well, Larry, it's great to be here on the show again. And as you point out, yeah, I think the royal family is terrific. I think the British monarchy is extremely important for the United Kingdom, but also for the US-UK special relationship.
Yeah.
But as you pointed out, Prince Harry and Meghan, I have to say, have not been particularly helpful to the cause of the royal family in the last few years, and their relentless attacks on Harry's family has been absolutely disgraceful. So, in fact, these attacks are never ending and likely will be never ending. And so I think that Harry and Meghan certainly have done their best to try and undermine the royal family without any success, it has to be said, Larry.
And let's be fair. I mean, he's a subject of the British Crown. He belongs in the Commonwealth of Canada or something, not here in the United States of America. And that's where you come in now. We had you on a few weeks ago because the folks over at Heritage Foundation, Heritage Oversight Project, you guys have been filing for FOIA requests. You want to know what's on his immigration records. And now this story is starting to move down the field a bit.
Yes. In fact, tomorrow there's a court hearing in the D.C. Federal court presided over by a federal judge to basically listen to our case for the release of Prince Harry's immigration records. So far, the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, the Biden administration have been stonewalling our Freedom of Information request for the release of Prince Harry's immigration application. The matter is going before a federal judge. He will listen to evidence from both sides, from the Heritage Foundation and also from the Biden administration. And it's certainly our view that Prince Harry's immigration record should be released to the general public. The American public should see what exactly Harry put down on his immigration application. After all, he admitted to extensive, widespread drug use in his own memoir, Spare. He has been an extensive drug user. And we want to know exactly what he put down on his immigration records.
Yeah.
Did it match what he put in Spare? Also, was he given any kind of preferential treatment as well? So the US public has a right to know, and we're fighting for that.
So let's be clear, and this is great that you've got a day in court and the judge is going to be hearing it. This thing is, moving forward. If he said in his immigration form, because there are questions there about drug use, about using illegal drugs and things like that, because we have a right to know if we're letting people into the country, whether they have a habit or what have you. If he lied, if he denied any drug use, then that would be perjury. That would be falsifying a federal record.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Larry. And if Prince Harry lied on his immigration application, visa application, that does amount to perjury, and that's a criminal offense. So the stakes are very high here. If Prince Harry has nothing to hide, he should 100% support the release of his own immigration records. In fact, immigration authorities have in the past few decades released a large number of immigration records, actually. Kamala Harris's mother, for example, had her immigration records released. So, Harry should be supporting openness and transparency and accountability here. This is what we're asking for. Let's see what's in his records. Also, we want to know, was Harry given preferential treatment as a privileged elite? No one should be above the law. No one should be treated differently. Everyone should be treated equally before the law of the United States. And this is why we want to see the release of the other records. But certainly, as you point out, Larry, if he lied on his immigration application, this would amount to perjury, and that's an extremely serious offense.
Since he's married to an American citizen, though, I mean, it's just a matter of sort of filling out the right forms and getting his process. He's not going to take American citizenship, though, ever, is he? He couldn't do that.
Well, we don't know whether Harry wants to apply for a green card, permanent U.S. residency,
Right.
or whether he wants to apply for citizenship. We don't know. In fact, we don't even know what visa he's on in the United States because the immigration authorities won't release that information.
That is a fascinating question, though, Nell, if I could jump in here. I mean, he's making money here. He's got contracts with Netflix. He's got contracts with other. I mean, he is earning money, I suppose, and
Right.
he's got money flowing in. If he's not actually properly here legally to make that money, I mean, that's more crime, isn't it? That's more criminal behavior.
Well, I think, we have to establish what kind of visa he's on in the United States, and we simply do not know. And I think there's a public interest in the Department of Homeland Security releasing this information.
Sure.
It is important what visa he's on, because that dictates what he can and cannot do in the United States in terms of earning money. And it's quite possible that Prince Harry may be looking to acquire a green card or even U.S. Citizenship here. And so, which is all the more reason why we should be seeing the release of his immigration records here. And no one should be above the law in any respect. And Harry should be supporting the release of these immigration records.
Given this administration's porous border policy and lack of enforcement of any of our immigration laws, it would be ironic that the one guy here who skirted our laws would be Prince Harry. He gets sent back. If I could ask you now, I also want to note that Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is going to be at the White House next week to meet with President Biden. I think it's the first time the Prime Minister has been here stateside, and it seems like the entire agenda is about Ukraine. What do you make of that?
Yes, actually, Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister, is on the ground in Washington actually this week, Wednesday and Thursday. He's meeting with President Biden. They're holding a joint press conference. That's a rare thing, actually, for Biden. So let's see how Biden actually muddles through that. I imagine it's probably going to be quite an ordeal for the president.
I wonder if he'll need a translator. You know, they always have the earpiece to sort of translate.
Yeah, actually, yeah. In fact, he probably does need a translator, I think, Joe Biden. This press conference could be quite a spectacle. I think Ukraine will be discussed, a wide range of issues. I do hope that Rishi Sunak will have the backbone to challenge Joe Biden over a US-UK trade deal, because Biden's been absolutely awful over a trade deal. Biden's been very anti-Brexit. Biden's the most anti-British US president of the modern era, without any shadow of a doubt. And I hope that Rishi Sunak is going to stand up to Biden. But having said that, I think that the Biden White House is rolling out the red carpet for Rishi Sunak because they do see him as a more friendly prime minister. They absolutely hated Boris Johnson, and they hated Liz Truss. In fact, Joe Biden intervened directly, attacking Liz Truss's tax policies. And so they're certainly treating Rishi Sunak in a far more friendly manner, because I think they believe that Sunak is less combative, that he's less likely to be causing any difficulties for Joe Biden on the Brexit front and so on. So we'll have to see what happens. But I have to say that I think Biden's been an absolute disaster for America, an absolute disaster for the US-UK special relationship. He's becoming a very unpopular figure, I think, among many in the United Kingdom, especially among British conservatives who view him as intensely anti-Brexit and very pro-EU. So we'll see what happens. But I have to say that I think Biden has been an appallingly bad leader on the world stage.
Yeah, it is fascinating to get the Brits' perspective on our presidential politics here. I still think they don't quite understand our system and the Electoral College and all that. Did the Tories themselves and the Conservative Party, do they have a good relationship with Trump? Where do you think they stand on our Republican primary?
Yeah, there's, I think, intense interest in the UK in the Republican race. And British Conservatives are very closely following what's happening. Ron DeSantis was actually over in London about 3 weeks ago, meeting with some senior British officials. Of course, Donald Trump is very well known to British conservatives. Trump, like DeSantis, is very pro-Brexit. Also, Nikki Haley, another contender, has been a big supporter of Brexit and US-UK trade deals. So, without a doubt, I think if you have a Republican president in office post 24, it's going to be a very pro-British leader in the White House if you have a Republican. If it's Joe Biden, Biden has a track record of throwing Britain under the bus. So British conservatives generally like U.S. Republican leaders, and they like the message that's being sent by U.S. Conservatives about Brexit and about a U.S. Trade deal.
Another thing we have in common, and we all hate Meghan Markle too. Let's not forget that. Unity. Nile Gardiner, director of the Margaret Thatcher Center at Heritage Foundation. There's more to come on O'Connor Tonight.